everybody? Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Conversations, brought to you by
Johnny
and Brian. So yeah, first thing we want to get into is the fights. Gaethje and Charles Oliveira. That was a crazy ass fight. It was a very short fight. It was obviously
second
first round.
round.
It was second.
It was first round. It was first round because they did say that's the first person to get Justin Gaethje on the first round.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it was definitely a first round fight, but it was back and forth. I know Charles hurt him instantly, and
he rushed in and Gaethje
and then Gaethje called him,
and that's what cut his eye. And
he dropped him the first one with an uppercut, wasn't it? And then the second time he caught him with the hook, and then he dropped him on that one. But Charles, I give him props, bro. Obviously, I did not see him coming out of that fight just because the amount of damage he tends to take in the first round against other past opponents. So I figured that he would be a slow starter, and that was definitely an advantage for Gaethje to take. But the one mistake that people make that Charles obviously did not make at all was when people hurt Gaethje, they tend to just go into a brawl with him, and that's when he thrives, and he just comes back with a crazy ass combination or a crazy ass hook leg kick combination and puts them out or puts them on wobbly legs, and then he takes them out. And Charles picked his punches right and slowly put him down to where he could obviously take advantage with the ground game.
I mean, the thing is, the two times that Gaethje did knock Charles down, he did not want to engage on the ground with him, so he just let him stand back up.
Yeah, but
Gaethje,
I feel like he didn't get hurt.
Oliveira was smart for doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you know you're not going to come into my guard, so it gives me time to recover, get up, and right back to it.
Because I feel like he didn't really get hurt that bad. I think with either. It was the first knockdown or the second knockdown. Because like he would just drop down like this and he'd lay on his back and he'd be like, yo, get up. And he'd get right back up so fast. I think he was trying to beat him.
The first one, I think he got rocked. The second one, he had gotten hit with that hook. And then he threw a front kick, and he just laid himself on the ground.
Yeah, so I was like, I think he's just trying to bait him in. And then he was like, get back up, going.
Because then that's when I think DC was commentating that fight. He was like, oh, look, a delayed reaction. And I was like, maybe he just fell. Because I thought he just fell. I thought he would do the front kick and was all balanced.
Yeah. But he just got hit. He was just like, nah.
But then also the co-main event of that thing, Carlos Esparza and Rose, not going to get into too much details. That fight was boring.
I mean, I didn't really get to see that one. I didn't get to tune in. I was kind of upset with the fight previously from that one. But from my understanding, I heard it wasn't her, spectacular fights that she's usually used to having. But I still think it was probably more maybe on the technical side.
It wasn't even technical. It was first, like they were just backing each other up the whole time basically, and like there was a certain point where Carla just went for it. She kept going for takedowns even if she didn't get them. But like the thing that annoyed me the most about that fight was Trevor Whitman, which is Rose's coach, and her husband, I don't know what, Pat Barry I think his name is. They kept saying like, oh, you're doing good. The crowd's booing. They were like, yeah, this is what you want to hear. This is how you know you're winning. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what? Like I'm like, yo, y'all are delusional right now. She landed one good punch, and that's when she got up from the takedown. She threw, I think she threw like a right hook and it hit her, but it didn't do anything like damage wise. That's like the best punch she landed was that right there. She didn't land anything else that I seen that was significant.
Yeah.
It was so boring. But then to the entertainment of Tony and Michael Chandler.
I was devastated, man. I had Tony winning that fight. I put money on Tony to win that fight. And he had a great first round.
Yeah,
even in the end, like when he had taken a little bit of damage that he took from the ground pound that Chandler put on. He was still good. Second round came out. He was, we had that El Kukui back in action, and then, he caught that crazy ass unexpected front kick. And
the first person to put Tony out
cold. Yeah.
But I think, low key, seeing that Tony was saying, people were saying that Tony's done, and maybe he is.
I think he is.
But he does look. He looked like a little revitalized. I mean, he did look old, but he looked like El Kukui, man. He was. I feel like the front kick was lucky, bro. Honestly, I just think it was lucky.
I won't say it's lucky, because he threw it a few times. I just didn't think he would catch him with it. I was like, because he tried to grab it. I was like, why can't you do it?
It was a good ass fight that when I was watching it, I was like, ain't no way. And I definitely thought Tony was gonna win because I was going for Chandler. But after the first round, I was like, yo, Tony rocked him twice, dropped him, and I was like, yo, Tony's gonna take this fight. But I didn't have no money because your boy in the struggle bus right now. But I was like, yo, this is a good fight. But then he caught him with a freaking front kick, and to go into so a different thing, because I know we're gonna talk about the other fights of yesterday's. Chael Sonnen thinks that Michael Chandler is on what is it? The performance enhancing drugs, PEDs.
EPOs?
No,
Like
PEDs.
Or PEDs?
Yeah, performance enhancing drugs.
Oh.
Because he's saying that he had way too much energy and that his physique looked way too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, it didn't make sense to me.
Come on, Michael's always looked like that.
Yeah, but
from Bellator to UFC, I just think he's kind of like he's not normal. Like, you see him, he's put posts up where he's weighed in at 155, 154. And then the next day, 12 hours later, he's 180.
Yo, he fought Tony at 180.
Yeah.
He fought Tony at 186 he weighed in at. And I was like, yo, one day and you gained 30-something pounds back, bro.
That's crazy.
I was like, yo, that ain't no way when I seen that.
I wouldn't try to cheat him and say that he'd be using performance enhancers.
I don't think he is.
I just think that he's a monster.
I don't think he is. I just think that's just how he looks. Because even in Bellator, he looked like that. But
yeah.
I mean, to Chael Sonnen was saying that he thinks that, you know how Tony worded it, he has Dana White privilege, and Dana knows that he's on thing, but Dana's letting it pass because he brings in money. So then
Dana couldn't do that necessarily because he's not in control of.
And then Chael Sonnen posted another video like 2 days ago, calling out USADA, calling out USADA in general, and I'm like, I just think you're going a little crazy right there, my boy.
Who, Chael?
Yeah, because I just think he's trying to pin that on everybody, bro. And I'm like, I don't think it's everybody.
I mean,
man.
I don't know.
I mean, then again, we don't know.
Everybody has their own opinions. I mean, people are always calling people out left and right, like, oh, you on performance enhancers, or you take steroids, or you on EPO. I mean, it's just, it's all allegations at this point. Unless you have like solid proof, like how Garbrandt was saying for years how TJ was taking EPOs and he was trying to teach him how to do it. Like, yo, he had solid proof. He's like, yo, he did it. He tried to teach me how to do it. I was good. So what are you talking about? They'll catch him 2 years later.
Yeah. After
he finally loses to Henry Cejudo, they catch him. I'm like, they probably was like, oh. I mean, yeah, to Chael's point, they probably did know. And then once he lost, the cash cow's gone. You're a man. You've been cheating.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's. Oh.
But then moving on to yesterday's fight, there was
UFC 50. It was Vegas 50 something. I lose track. But we had Juan Blachowicz versus what's his first name? Alexander Rakic. Weird last names, I gotta tell you, but amazing fighters. I guess 3 of the fights there was a lot of good ones yesterday, but I know one that I loved, that I think should have got a bonus, was Grant versus
Smoker. Man, that man was throwing bombs the whole fight.
Yeah, bro, he got me nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I put him in that fight too, but
hey, my picks were on point. I'm just gonna say that real quick. My picks were on point yesterday.
They had Grant Smoker. Smoker looked a lot bigger. I'm like, obviously they said he was working on strength and conditioning. He definitely did because his physique was a lot bigger. He wasn't that skinny Smoker, and he was using the what is it called? He was using high guard. He was using high guard a lot, which it was doing well, but at the same time, I felt like it wasn't the best guard to use for Grant, because Grant was just throwing a lot of bombs right past it. But it's crazy because he ate all of the shots except
the jab that dropped him. Yeah, but I mean, before he got finished, because
that was
that was second round though. But that was
a great second round.
That was great coach.
It was third
round, yeah, because that was great coaching though. By the way. Because the coaches said, "Yo, use the calf kicks," and as soon as he went out, he threw, I think it was 3 or 4 calf kicks.
The third one, his leg was shot.
And he hit the third one, and he went to shoot him for a takedown, and he went to like scramble, and Grant threw a mean hammer fist that rocked him, and he just knocked him.
That was only the body that the hammer fist.
No, the hammer fist was to the head, bro. No,
look at you see the replay. They showed the opposite angle.
I think because he was like back, and he went to roll over. I think
he was like this, and he went boom, and he put his hand down like this, and he threw another one and went under, and then hit him like that, and he was gone. And then 2 more shots. And just liberated. Yeah, that was a great fight. I give it 100% to Grant. I think he definitely, if that didn't win like a fight of the night, it definitely should have won a performance bonus.
I mean, performance bonuses, I think, and I didn't expect this to happen, but Michael Johnson with his KO over Alan Patrick, which I didn't think Michael Johnson was gonna knock him out that way, but he definitely flattened him.
I kind of had Michael winning that one just because I know he's a great scrapper.
Yeah.
I thought the dude would have been more jiu-jitsu oriented.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, so I felt like Michael Johnson had a stronger chance to win. And yeah, he did. And he took, he got hurt in the first round, but he was good. He wrapped it up in I think it was the second or third.
Yeah, something like that. He threw a nice hook though. That was clean. It was not even a hook that goes over. It went under.
Yeah, I think another fight that was a good one yesterday was the what I think happened. I'm trying to blank.
I mean, just quick off topic. Well, not off topic. Still on the same topic. Amanda Ribas looked a lot bigger during the fight. She went up. That's why.
I noticed they said during the fight.
I didn't know she was. I forgot that she was a 115. But then I remember she fought Marina Rodriguez, and Marina Rodriguez is not no 125. But then when I seen, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, she went up and she challenged the first contender right off rip," and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I was like,
"And yo, it was close."
Yeah, I honestly went for Ribas. I went for Ribas just because of the pressure towards the last round. Because the second round definitely went to Caitlin. Yeah. She was bombing her. First round was too close with the takedowns for Ribas. That's why I gave it to Ribas. Third round I gave it to Ribas just because of the pressure. But then again, you can't just win a fight off of yelling and throwing punches. You know what I'm saying? So
she was catching a lot more cleanly in the third round, but that was like at the last minute of the third round that she started to unload. She was really, picking punches and trying to go for the takedowns, which was a little harder.
I mean, she didn't. The takedown that she was able to catch was I think they called it a head and arm drag, which is she just flipped. Yeah. It was funny because one of the how they show like the Twitter things on the side. One of them popped up and it was like, dang, it's 2022 and head and arm drag still work? And it's like, hey, man, whatever works, shit.
We don't expect it. Like, yo, you really gonna throw that? It's a simple, and they still catch it. And then, another fight. Oh, I'm trying. I could just see the card, yo. I could just get like a picture of that.
Because it was on the main card. It was Ian Cutelaba and Ryan Spann. That was the co-main.
Yeah.
Before Juan Blachowicz and.
It was the Torres. That was the Torres and.
Oh yeah, and
Frank Camacho.
Yeah, I mean Frank Camacho was taking bombs, but
Frank is a brawler, and I was looking forward to that fight because I seen that kid on Dana White's Contender Series, and he was the same fighter, Mexican that just loves to move forward and throw bombs, and I just saw that fight being a banger. And I also thought that they should have got a 50K bonuses because the fight was awesome. They went right away, and they started teeing off, and it was an exciting fight. It definitely went to the second.
Yeah, because he survived the first round, but he put him. I just feel like
Camacho needs to at some point just take a step back, because he was taking shots and he stayed there.
Yeah,
and,
he just stood
take like 2 blinks and then keep going. I'm saying, bro, you gotta at least like try to see where the kid. I knew he was gonna put him out when he did that step back like this, and he went. I was like, damn. And he did the 2-piece and put him down.
Yeah, but his punches was smooth.
Yeah.
And speaking of smooth, there's a new kid that made his debut yesterday. I think he's from Tokyo, Tamura.
Oh no, he's from Japan. He's from Okinawa, Japan. I think.
Something like that. Yeah, he, 10-0. You always see new prospects or new people, and you never know. But I mean, his striking looked decent. He didn't show much of his striking because it was a lot more on the ground, but it was active on the ground. Like he was very well rounded on the ground. He had back control for almost like 2 whole rounds. Yeah. I mean, he almost had, I think they said 9 minutes of control time throughout the whole thing.
He lost the back. Well, in my opinion, I thought he lost the back and somehow managed to use his hooks to rotate himself right back on his back.
Oh, yeah, because the one kid, I forgot his name. Carlos something. But he was rotating back into Tamura, and he just turned him back. Like he said no. Like he forced him back.
Yeah, I gave him 100% props.
And the reason why I'm excited to see him is because I feel like we have a lack of flyweights in the UFC right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
super lack of
seeing that new kid gives me like hope. Like okay, maybe we could. Because remember, at some point they were gonna cut the flyweight division.
I know, which is
and Henry Cejudo was the one that saved it. And now that I think about it, there is a
shout out.
Now that I see, the flyweight division still has talent. I think they should also add a 65 division because what is it? Bellator has one, I believe.
Oh, they do.
That's where Michael Venom Page just fought with that guy. I mean, he lost, but it was a good.
Yeah, they initially I thought they were gonna get rid of 125 for 165, which would be phenomenal because the amount of times that would go into that division would be stacked.
I think they should.
And it will give the fighters like a better opportunity to get fights with each other rather than having a cut to a certain weight.
Yeah.
I think without a doubt, Michael will move up.
What is the skip? It's 55 to 75, right?
To 70.
Oh, okay.
So like, look at Michael Chandler fights 155, but blows up to 180. You know what I'm saying? So like, if he would have fight at 165, it would be less of a cut. Like, it would definitely help the fighters. Like, I think they need to up the weight classes. I just think that, honestly speaking, Dana won't do it just because they have to get
I think Dana's a little
up the roster.
With the pay. But then again, he said it before. Like, he runs the business, how he runs the business. I just think if I were to make it to the UFC, or when I do, I'm gonna do the Sean O'Malley route. And Sean O'Malley voiced it best, basically saying like, yo, they're gonna pay you the same amount on that contract regardless of if you fight the first contender, like the number one contender, to a no name. So he said, I'm gonna keep fighting no names until I feel like I got the money to fight other contenders.
Which is fair.
Which is it just works. And he fought. People were saying no names. I mean, Rovio Paiva wasn't really. I mean, he's a no name, but he was pretty good.
He was good competition, regardless if you know the kid or not. It was a good test for Sean O'Malley. So he's still doing what he got to do, and he's still showing, true fight fans that he got it. So I'm looking forward to his next fight with Munoz.
Pedro Munoz, yes.
Definitely like top tier, and definitely a huge test for Sean O'Malley.
This is mainly going to show if Sean O'Malley has ground game, because Pedro Munoz has a nasty guillotine. I don't think Pedro Munoz is going to try to strike with Sean O'Malley just because of the. You think he is?
He loves to bang, bro.
Yeah. I mean.
Look at the Aldo fight. Like, I have not seen him go to the ground. He didn't go to the ground with Cody Garbrandt. He didn't go to the ground with Aldo. He didn't go to the ground with who was the last kid he fought?
Dominic Cruz.
Dominic Cruz. He does not go to the ground.
I just know he has a crazy good guillotine.
Yeah, but I feel like he's gonna want to knock him out.
True. It'll make more of a statement too, but I just don't think he's gonna knock. I don't know. I got Sean O'Malley winning that fight, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't see him winning by knockout. Like, if he knocks him out, I can.
Oh, you think he's winning by TKO? Or
no. I see him winning by decision. Bro.
Okay.
Just running around, tapping him up, dribbling a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Little spice in there.
To go back just a little bit. The Juan Blachowicz fight and Alexander fight was a great fight.
Yeah, man. Let's go to the main card.
And I think Rakic was. Well, I believe Rakic was winning that fight. In my opinion.
Actually, the first round. I don't know between. I think it would have been. In my opinion, I think I would give the first round to Juan.
Because it ended in the third round, right?
Yeah.
It ended in the third round because people were saying, and it was funny at first, but not at first. It still is funny. They were saying the first time ever somebody has won by checking leg kicks. But I don't. It's not funny because it's not the first time. But it was like he checked the leg.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he checked the leg kick and then he put his leg down. And
No, that's not true.
I think Juan threw a kick.
He kicked with his other leg, and he Juan kicked his other leg, his left leg, and he missed. But he nipped at his leg, and then when he went to step back to dodge a strike, his right leg, his rear leg was the one that kind of his ACL tore, and I was just like, damn, that sucks for a fighter, because then talking about it earlier, the amount of time after the surgery you're out for like maybe a year and 6 months. And he was just right there for the belt. And that fight, I think, it was going for him. He did a great job keeping Juan on his back for the whole second round. And he was doing pretty good with the striking. I think in the fourth and fifth round, he would have opened up a little more and really started to get a lot more successful with his striking. But
that leaves the title open. And Juan gets what he wanted. But that's only because Juan was saying that he wants to fight Glover, not Jerry, because he wants to get the rematch. But when you play video games, they call it a salty run back. He wants to get the run back with Glover.
I mean,
But I think Jerry's taking that fight.
I think Jerry takes it.
I think
I'm not shitting on Glover. Because he's had crazy amounts of upsets at his age. But I think Jerry's he's too awkward. He's too different with the style of fighting that he does. That I don't think Glover's gonna be able to.
Do you think Glover has the power to knock out Jerry? Because Jerry has this weird style where he has his hands down too much. Because he likes to grab. He says that he's locking his.
Will he have the speed to catch him? Because he'll be like, and like he'll throw some weird shit while you're swinging, and then next thing you know you're on the floor like for Forrest and Anderson Silva, So I definitely see Jerry taking that, and if Juan wants that back, then fight Glover. Because he could say that he wants that rematch with him, but like At the end of the day, he wants his belt back. So he's like, yo, you know what? I'll beat him, and then you can come back up and we can have a rematch.
That was definitely an off day for Juan Blachowicz. Like, he didn't even look like he wanted to be there, to be honest.
Well,
and even when he got
crazy, because that's your second fight as a champion. So
because I mean, the first fight as a champion was against who?
Was it Israel?
Oh yeah, and he that was a defense. Yeah, because that's when the first person to beat Israel, he beat him by decision. That's what I was saying. It was Glover was saying that Jiri gets hit too much and that I'm gonna catch him and I'm gonna knock him out. But I was also thinking like Dominic has power. Dominic caught him many times, and he rocked him one time. But Jiri recovers fast. He is weird, bro. Like, have you seen his training things? No. Like, bro, he is strange. Like, he has that hair stitched in his hair. And he be in the woods, and he'll get out of cold-ass water, and he'll scream loud as hell. And I'm like, this man's like a Viking, bro. It's like, this man is like a Viking. In the new age, he is a Viking. Like, he's mad. But he's an entertaining fight. I try not to disrespect any fighter, because at the end of the day, if you are a fighter, you have my respect. But I also put it in categories between if you're boring or if you're entertaining. I think Khabib's a great fighter, but he was boring. So that's why I don't really mess with Khabib. And Islam. Islam's the same as Khabib. Boring.
I feel like they really shit on Islam just because they know. I mean, in my opinion, if he goes against Charles, he's winning.
Yeah.
He's going to take him down. Charles, I don't think, would have the necessary strength to keep him off or to get off any submissions. And I think he's just going to smash him like, he's done to any other opponent he's fought. And I feel like they don't want that right now because any fighter at that point that goes against them is just he's gonna do the same thing to them. So I think they're just trying to get as many exciting fights in with Charles going against Conor or the Michael Chandler rematch just to get those out of the way, because once he gives him Islam, Islam's gonna take.
I mean, once Islam has that belt, it's gonna be a while before he loses it. To be honest,
in my opinion,
because he just, I mean, like I said, as much as I consider them boring fighters, doesn't mean they're bad fighters. They're great at what they do, but. I know if you didn't know, Dana did say, I don't know if it was Dana specifically, but somebody did say to Islam, since he pulled out the fight with Rafael dos Anjos, I think it was, because he was supposed to get the fight with Rafael Fiziev, which they pushed back, so that'll be happening soon. I like Fiziev, so.
Oh, yeah.
But they pushed it back, and Islam did say he was going to take it. But then a day later said, never mind, I'm not taking it. So then, since he did that, they said to Islam, "You're not getting a title shot right away," which is why Justin Gaethje got it first, and now Islam has to fight Beneil Dariush for that belt for like the #1 contender spot. So that's what.
It's just, I feel like when you do little things like that, it's not like it gives them a reason to shit on you. Because since you want to pull out a fight, but like, come on, bro, like he's doing it for a reason. Like, yo, you don't think he deserves a title shot? As many people as he ran through, same opportunity with Tony Ferguson when he was. Running through everybody.
He was 12. He was like 12
fights deep with no losses. And all right, you got Khabib next. Pull out on his side, their side, this, this, and next here comes fucking
Gaethje. That's what derailed him. Yeah. I mean, shoot. When it came to Tony Ferguson and Khabib, that was the most cursed fight in UFC history.
But you see, look, Islam and Charles would be that and reincarnate.
You think so?
Yeah, because
I mean, just seeing how Charles manhandled Tony ground game wise, I mean, that's what would have happened if Tony and Khabib would have fought. So I mean, he has a point. It's crazy.
And Charles.
It's crazy because I used to have so much faith in that fight. Like I used to say Tony would wash Khabib in a fight, and Tony would be the first to make him bleed. Tony would hurt him, blah blah blah.
It's the unorthodox and the elbows, like call that man Bones Jones.
But then seeing how easily he got out wrestled by, not easily, but Beneil Dariush is pretty good with the wrestling, and then it was Charles that beat him. Was it Charles or was it Charles first and then Beneil?
I think it was Beneil.
It was Charles, then Beneil, yeah. Because he had fought Gaethje. He lost to Gaethje, then fought Charles, then lost, then fought Beneil, then lost.
I remember during the press conference, them and Charles were talking, they were shaking hands, and then you could see he was talking shit to Beneil Dariush.
So yeah. It was I like Tony. I felt bad to see him get knocked out like that because him talking about it, he was saying that he didn't even know what happened. And there's moments after the fight, I don't know if you've seen it, there's a video with like Chuck Liddell talking to him, was like, yo, you're fine, like you did good. You're not done yet. And then he said he did invite him over, like, yo, come over, we'll drink and stuff like that, we'll just chill. But like, The look on Tony's face, like
confusion.
The look on Tony's face was confusion and sadness.
Yeah,
because he said that all he remembers was, he remembers that he threw the front kick, but he said he thought he blocked it. So he said that when he woke up, all he seen was his coach's face, and he was like, "Fuck, I lost." So then once I heard that, I was like, "Damn," because sometimes Tony has a weird way of, he like gives you backhanded compliments a lot. Like if you ever see his Twitter. He gives a lot of backhanded compliments. Like
he blocks you. I'm joking.
No, like he said, he has to son to Charles Oliveira. He was like, "Good shit, kid. You know, keep it something." And then he has to son something like an insult.
To take it away.
Yeah, but then he was like,
"Couldn't do that to me. I'll beat your ass."
And he was like, "See you soon." And I was like, "Tony, I think you just settle down there a little bit, but just a little bit."
Maybe at a press conference. I don't know if you'll see him in the octagon anytime soon. But yeah, I like Tony. You know, I'm a fan.
Yeah, no.
I would like to see him fight some more. I know it kind of sucks right now. In my opinion, I think the UFC might let him go just because of his, the amount of losses he has.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not
he's
yet.
4 deep, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but Donald Cerrone's 6 deep or 5
deep. Yeah, but he's
deep.
not really. He's
You don't think he's? You think he's a free agent? You don't think he's signed?
I think he's
like kind of like Cub Swanson was for a
yeah.
while. I don't know if Cub Swanson signed out after the freaking performance he did to Darren Elgins, but I think if you're fighting for the UFC, you have to be signed, even if it's a small contract. Because I mean, what is it? Connor's contracts are like 1-fight contracts. He signed for the.
Oh yeah. You can sign for that fight. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, but I don't think they're like on the roster.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you got a point, but I don't think they're gonna cut Tony yet. I just think just because he's a big money, he brings in money, and if you bring in money, I think Dana gives you them extra chances. And I mean, yeah, it's usually 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah.
For the bigger names. But I feel like since it's Tony Ferguson, you'll give him a few more chances. I mean, Donald Cerrone said he's doing 2 more fights and he's retiring, which I'm actually happy because I like Cerrone a lot. About time they added him into the game the right way, not bald-headed Cerrone. They added Papa Cerrone, which is like the beard and the hair. But seeing him, I hate that fight got canceled because
I mean, it got pushed back.
Yeah, July 27th, I think it was.
Maybe 272.
I think it was that card actually, yeah. Which is gonna be a banger card.
Yeah.
I know we talking about fights a lot today, like that's been the main gist of the thing, but yo, Jared Cannonier versus Israel Adesanya. They're trying to get Nate Diaz and Hazmat, which I think is an unfair fight. The most unfair fight.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all.
And it's like they want Nate Diaz out. That's basically what it sounds like. But there's a lot of good fights on that card. I think Valentina Shevchenko defends her belt on that card as well.
Against Santos.
Talia Santos. Yeah. It's a good card. They have Sean O'Malley, Pedro Munoz. I'm just
it's that, and obviously once it comes, we'll be talking about it. Of course, giving you our inputs, our opinions. Who cares? We do. Off the fighting for a while, or for now, I just want to talk about the new game that's coming out. Ash of the Dead.
Oh, Ash versus Evil Dead. Bro. I
mean, we talked about Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know that game, it's kind of like Dead by Daylight, but
more action oriented.
Way more action. You can actually strike back. You can play as the killers, and it's cross-play. It's cross communication.
Kind of like Friday the 13th was, because Friday the 13th was what is it? Proximity mic. It was a proximity mic, so if you're far away from somebody, they're gonna sound far away on the mic. But if you're close to somebody, they're gonna sound close. And you can even communicate with Jason, which was so funny because you can curse out Jason while he's chasing you. He'd be like, "I'm gonna get you." It was hilarious. I think games
like this.
Listen, Ash vs. Evil Dead did a great job. I've heard nothing bad about it. I've seen nothing but good reviews. The gameplay that I've seen good gameplay. I've watched H2O Delirious play it with Cartoon, the whole group that they have. And I've seen some non-commentary gameplay. Just because I like to look into video games before I actually purchase them. Just because, sometimes I just remember a game from the past and be like, oh, I remember this. Let me cop it. But sometimes I look into stuff just because I don't want to waste money. Not where I'm at right now, but they did great with it. For the fact is, a lot of games now. I don't think Ash vs. Evil Dead is a AAA studio game, which is why it's only $40. But $40 for a game that has multiple hours of replay value. Come on, that's a steal.
Yeah.
Because you can continuously play that game, make new memories with friends, and they're gonna keep updating it, bro. It's just new, and the love that it's getting.
Horror games are lit.
Yeah, the love that it's getting, it's gonna keep going up. I'm not gonna compare it to Friday the 13th, but it's kind of on that level because it's basically like there's a game called Resident Evil Verse, which is like you control like it's weird because they're in a building and you control like the commentator of the building basically, and you can place traps, which is like you place zombies, you place different bosses around the map, and the people are running through the map.
What is this? I haven't heard this.
I should. I'll explain to him after the podcast, but you place things around the map while there's 4 survivors or 4 people that you play as.
It's called Resident Evil Verse.
Resident Evil Verse.
So it's like a spin-off. It's like
a spin-off of Resident Evil.
Okay.
Like the remakes they made.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically that, but a multiplayer version of it. And
why you never brought this to my attention?
Because I wasn't thinking about it till now, but then it's funny because the face he has on, he's gonna talk bad shit after this podcast. But so basically
Going off tomorrow.
But like Ash vs Evil Dead, it's a similar concept. You can place monsters around the map. You can take control of different things. But the best part about it, which both of them, you have the option to play as the monsters. So you can take control of the big bosses. You can play Nemesis. You can play the basic zombies. You can play the heavy zombie. Same thing with Ash vs Evil Dead. You can take control of the boss. You can take control
When did this come out?
This came out the same time that the Resident Evil game came out. It dropped like back to back.
The
3.
one that you bought. Okay.
Yeah, the one with Leon.
And you never mentioned it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's been a while.
I don't promote violence on here. But I'm about to stop.
No, I haven't played it. That's why I played it one time and I seen gameplay on it. But other than that, I didn't really look into it too much. But I think it's similar now that I think about it. Because Jason, you only play as Jason or different chapters of Jason. Yeah, variants of Jason. But with Ash vs Evil Dead and the Resident Evil verse and kind of Dead by Daylight, you can play as different people. But Dead by Daylight, you can only play as one with their abilities. With Resident Evil verse and Ash vs Evil Dead, you can play as multiple. If you die, you come back as a different one. You can choose and you can take advantage of who you be or who you are and so forth. Hey, Ash vs Evil Dead, I applaud you. I applaud you because that's...
Who the makers?
I don't remember.
Damn. Well, shout out to y'all.
And they got the likeness of Bruce Campbell and the voice.
I know.
That's
awesome.
That's good. And you know what? That makes me think that's probably why Bruce Campbell or Ash Williams wasn't in Mortal Kombat because they had that game planned.
They probably, we'll pay you this much. All right, sorry, bro, I'm gonna go with them. But then again, like Mortal Kombat, I feel like would have.
I think Rambo was a stupid choice for that game. No offense to Rambo or Sylvester Stallone. I like some of your movies, but
Hey, watch your mouth.
I'm a monkey. But I think Ash Williams would have been a way better choice in Mortal Kombat. But hey, I'm not gonna play it.
He fits the criteria.
I just think like he would have been. I mean, why can't multiple games have license of the same character? You know what I'm saying? Like without it being an issue. I mean, there's always something. I mean, I don't know how deep it is when it comes to licensing and how much it costs and modeling and likeness and all that fun stuff. Like, I'm surprised they even got the likeness for Terminator, but they couldn't get the voice. So.
We'll never know about behind the scenes until we get there and have an interview with them. Maybe bring one of those guys on the podcast, huh? All right?
Hey, I'm growing in the entertainment system. I know my following ain't crazy, but like, yo, come check the shit out, man. Monkey King on TikTok.
Great content. Great.
X. Monkey King. X at the end. Just to symbolize it, you know what I mean? That's all it is. 1 X in the beginning, 1 X at the end. And in the middle of Monkey King. Check it out. 44,000. Close to 45. Come on, join the monkey tribe. We a beautiful family.
Very hairy, but very beautiful.
Don't disrespect.
All right, stop talking.
Like, you say you don't condone violence. I'm about to cut this bitch.
All right, well, that's all the time we got today. So appreciate you guys for coming in. If you haven't came in yet, pop in for the next one. Talk a lot about fights. Give you some updates on not many games, just the one game coming out. Ash versus Evil Dead. It came out already?
Yeah, it came out.
Damn! Yeah, I'm about to socket them out.
The 14th was last Friday, right? I think.
Yeah!
Yeah, came out Friday.
I apologize for yelling so loud.
Just know, if you follow my gaming account and I have the games, you're going to see a lot of... I don't show my face on my TikTok account.
No, but updates on, this game's coming out this and da-da-da. Like, I would have known.
You don't watch my TikToks.
I do.
Shut up. Anyways, if you follow my account and you follow my YouTube, both go by the same name, or you can just check from the TikTok bio, you'll see it. And my Instagram, you're going to see a lot of Ash vs Evil Dead gameplay starting sometime next week or the week before or the week after. because I'm gonna cop it very soon. I just have to. So.
Thanks.
But definitely, thank y'all for tuning in.
Yep.
I
Have a good weekend.
y'all.
Peace.